Hey guys, this is Pastor Jason with iRevLive, and we're here today with my amazing daughter,
Caprice.
And we're just going to share some testimonies today. And I just want to share with you really quickly before we dive into this. In the book of Joshua, chapter 4, the Lord instructs Joshua to pull out 12 memorial stones as they cross the River Jordan, entering into the Promised Land. And these memorial stones were stacked up on the other side of the river, and as people walked by, they would ask, "What are those?" And it was just a reminder for them to share about what the Lord has done and how they crossed over into the promises of God. And so testimonies are a very important time where we can share about what God has done for us and what God is going to do for us again. So today we're going to share a little bit again about testimonies. So we're going to have Caprice share one. Caprice?
Yeah, so I just want to share a testimony back from when I was in the School of Ministry, and I was actually down at Boulder Creek for our activation, and we ended up knocking on this apartment door, and this girl answered, and she happened to be homeless. She was actually just staying there for about 3 days with one of her friends, and we were just kind of talking with her a little bit, and God gave me this download that she had been sexually abused when she was 4 years old. She lived in a blue house with white trim and a red door. And he told me to tell her that, but I kind of panicked. I was like, okay, was that God? Like, you know, like, that's going to be really bad if I say that. She's like, what are you talking about? So I ended up telling my leader, and he was like, well, you can do that, but make sure it's right. So I ended up just going for it, and as soon as I said it, she just started bawling and was just hugging me, and she got totally healed, and we just prayed for her for healing within her molestation and what happened, and she was like, how did you know that? And when we told her, I just was saying, hey, God told me this, like, this is who you are, this is what you're called to, He's wanting to heal your heart and all your emotions, and she just got saved, and yeah, it was really good.
That's awesome.
So I just encourage you to just, like, go out and be bold, say the things that you hear, it's like that first little thought in your head, and just go for it.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to step out, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. And when you realize it's really not about you, it's just about loving the person right next to you, it gets easier and easier and easier. Now sometimes with testimonies and evangelism, we can think that we have to have this big word, we think that we have to seem super spiritual, and sometimes you can share the love of God, you can share the gospel, you can evangelize without even really talking about the Lord, but just acting in love. An example, my wife and I, we were just on a recent vacation to Leavenworth, Washington, just taking a couple of days just to kind of decompress and relax with our grandson. And on the way home, I saw this girl on the side of the road, and the Lord had just highlighted her to me. And it was about 85, 90 degrees. She's walking on the side of a small highway with a young child, and she was having a hard time holding him, and she had a diaper bag as well. She was obviously tired, worn out, and just needed some help. And so we had our grandson, so we of course had the car packed full of toys and our stroller and diaper bags and diapers and bottles and all this kind of stuff. And so we were at a stoplight, and we yelled at her out the window, "Hey, do you need a stroller?" And she looked at us really funny, but then it registered what we were saying to her. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes." And so we pulled over at the parking lot right by the street where we met her. And she met us there. And so we started unpacking the car, and we gave her our stroller.
That's awesome.
And she was just so blown away that somebody would stop on the side of a highway and give her a stroller. She actually was confused. She was like, "Do you live here in town? I can return it to you tomorrow." And we were like, "No, this is actually just a gift. We're just going to give this to you. You need it." And it was really amazing to just see the Holy Spirit come upon her and see her entire countenance change. And then we were able to minister to her a little bit. We gave her diapers. She expressed that it was so hard being a single mom at this young age. And I shared with her our personal testimony. My wife and I, we got married when we were 17 years old. And so I expressed to her, I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter how old you are, just do the things that you're doing. She was trying to better her life and be a good mom. So I just encourage her, you're doing a great job, keep it up. you can do it. And that's what the Lord is totally doing to us all the time.
Yeah.
When we feel depressed and bummed out and we don't think that we're doing a good job, He's right there saying, you're doing a great job. Keep going. Keep running the race that's been set before you. You can overcome, because He's our strength. He's our encourager. He's everything. And so we just want to bless you with these 2 quick testimonies today. So we just release the power of testimonies over you. Yeah. We bless you, and we'll see you guys very soon. Thanks for tuning in to iRevLive.